Hey everybody, K420 here. I hope you enjoy my final thoughts on Kenneka Jenkins. YouTube is suppressing my content. If you like my video and you want to help support this channel, here's my Cash App. Please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, leave a comment down below, and let's get to the video. 19-year-old Kenneka Jenkins, found dead September 10th, 2017, in a deep freezer in an unused kitchen at Crown Plaza in Rosemont, Illinois. After having gone missing from a party on the 9th floor of the same hotel, the internet had been immediately flooded with images of a beautiful young African-American girl from Chicago. Videos from Facebook friends who were at the same party started popping up everywhere, sending the internet, YouTube, and, well, me personally into a frenzy. We were all trying to figure out the same thing. What happened to Kenneka Jenkins? Even Facebook had its own form of FBI. The trouble was, the mother of Kenneka, Teresa Martin, had been trying to search that hotel for her daughter. She claims to have begged police to check cameras while her daughter was still missing. Teresa, a frantic mother, desperately trying to get help for her daughter, who was still missing, posted to Facebook asking for help. In this post, she had pictures of Kenneka. These pictures didn't look a day over 13. Why would your 19-and-a-half-year-old daughter, who was currently missing, and you would want the entire community of the internet and the surrounding Rosemont area to be looking for this child who last was seen walking away from a party, why would you provide them with pictures that seemed somewhere between 4 to 6 years old? It's not as if Kenneka didn't have multiple social media pages. Yet, again, we're flooded with images of Kenneka as young as 13, maybe 16, until her death was announced. Okay, so even in the video that leaked out from a party, never once is Kenneka's face can her face be seen clearly. Not once. Believe me, I've looked. All shots of her were at a distance, blurred out, shot from behind. Never once can you see a clear shot of her face. How convenient do you think this gets? Now, this is Crown Plaza. You would think they'd have at least some security cameras that would show you a very clear shot of this face. What is that? I mean, is she sleepwalking? I don't know. It's just strange, guys. No face, no case. This is it's a teenage thing. It's a criminal, crime gang slang thing. You don't know. You don't have a face. You don't know who did the crime. We have a face, and this was the first clear shot of a face we all saw. The internet went crazy, but Teresa Martin did the one thing only a mother can do. She said, "Yes, that is my daughter. That was her at the party. That was her in the bathroom with her friends. That is her on that security footage. That is my Kenneka." And who were we, the public, to question her? Well, I don't know. I question everything. And my first question was, I was positive there was over 40 cameras in Crown Plaza after waiting over a week for the footage. Not a single camera caught a clear, unobstructed, or even HD view of Kenneka's face. So, why you ask, would Teresa Martin say the girl in the footage was her daughter? Why? Why give 5, 6-year-old pictures of Kenneka when Kenneka took pictures almost daily, even many with Teresa? So why have the community, the police, all looking for a Kenneka that, well, we wouldn't have even recognized if she was standing in front of us? she had matured so much in just a matter of weeks. As the pictures came out, I almost didn't recognize her anyway. That was, well, most of the pics until after she was found dead. Look at this. I mean, skepticism started to set in with me when I started seeing her numerous pics of Kenneka and her friends and cousins dressed alike. Same hairstyle, not one or two pics, but quite a few times. I've almost mistaken Kenneka Watkins as Kenneka. I've almost mistaken Shemaya Windor as Kenneka. And it's kind of strange how often Monifa is seen dressed like Kenneka. It's almost like, I don't know, it's like a thing, you know? It's confusing. Let's confuse someone. Here we go. That's one right there. It just seems, however, a complete stranger can take one look at that security footage and see that the girl that Teresa Martin put out in that very first post that day, that very young girl, that's not her. This is not the girl in the security footage. Something is not right. Ask yourself, does that look like an almost 20-year-old girl's foot? Does that look like a fit, young, healthy girl's skin, nails, feet? I mean, Kenneka wore bra tops comfortably all the time. She went to the gym. She was very fit. Crop tops, bra tops, modeled clothes. And what girl does that that's not confident, comfortable with her body? We see her body. She doesn't ever hide it. So why is it that we're so blind to the fact, well, get ready, that whoever this is not a 19-and-a-half-year-old fit young woman. Whoever this is has almost looked like she's had a pregnancy. That's not Kenneka Jenkins, not by who we're told she is anyway. Years of researching Kenneka, the one thing I'm 100% sure of is that she did not leave her house without her hair on fleek. She took hundreds of pictures with hundreds of different hairstyles. They were always badass, going all the way back to elementary school. So why would we, knowing that, take one single look at these death scene pictures and think to ourselves, oh yeah, that's the Kenneka Jenkins that I saw in all those pictures who was still missing? Because this girl has on a $25 wig with bangs cut into the front. And there are all multiple incidents in security footage where this girl has multiple different lengths of hair cut into it. Here, down to the waist. Here, again, looks like the bathroom length down to the waist. Although here, we have one at the back. Then, the lower back. I mean, come on. Here's the bathroom girl again, all the way down to the waist. Did you see any bangs in those? 'Cause I didn't. And it didn't take long for Kenneka researchers to come across the fact that only 2 years earlier, the FBI raided the Biological Resource Center, March of 2016 in Rosemont. This was a body donation center. It advertised a place where you could donate a loved one to science and make death a part of research for life. Freezers filled with body parts, legs, hands, and heads belonging to thousands of different bodies and being sold on the black market were found during the investigation. 2 or more centers were also involved, and their centers were raided in Detroit and Arizona as well. Body parts from one body ended up at all 3 centers. This was obviously a huge consideration for someone already skeptical about this case. I immediately noticed something that just couldn't be more of a smack in the face to an already ongoing corruption of the good old town of Rosemont, Illinois. The Rosemont Police Department is located at 9501 West Devon Avenue, Suite 605. See here? And the Biological Research Center's address is at 9501 West Devon Avenue, Suite 400. See here? It's not just a coincidence, because see here, it's also the Google map, Earth map, I mean. There's the Biological Resource Center, and there's the Rosemont Police Department. Same picture as you can see. And last but not least, there is your target map, Rosemont Police Department. Again, you can see by the Hyatt And again, right there by the Hyatt is the resource center. Meaning, as you see, the police department and resource center were in the same building. Frozen body parts, coolers filled with penises laying around, and they felt comfortable enough to run this black market business in the exact same building as the Rosemont Police Department. But in the end, I think this was just a very shiny distraction. Some of Chicago's biggest gangs, families, were at the Crowne Plaza that night. And I do mean, like, literally families of original OGs and decade-old Chicago gangsters, as well as their offspring, as well as, well, a Chicago Tribune reporter. There are only so many coincidences in any one incident that I can take before it's not a coincidence. Around this time, a Facebook investigation page created by a man named Marcel Miller. Well, he used that name. The URL, though, it directed us that his name was Marcel Korupka. He used this picture and profile of a black man with a pit bull, but that's not Marcel Korupka. At the high point, this Facebook group had hundreds of thousands of followers, and of course, it had Zach Stoner as a modifier. Here he is right here, though. This is where we found his name was Marcel Korupka. It was an investigation done finding that this picture was linked to Germany. Yep, the German CIA, and this guy is actually a chef at a hotel. Look at this. And guess where he works, guys? Jumeirah Hotel in Dubai. And this is Marcel Miller, a.k.a. Marcel Korupka, the man who started the Kenneka Jenkins Facebook investigation page. Why, though? Why? What was his purpose? Well, this is what he said. So many brainwashed idiots out there, y'all be sure to join my Kenneka Jenkins case discussion group. I don't understand. Why would Zach Stoner and Kenneka's uncle, James Honey, be moderators on this page? Well, there's a lot of scamming going on here as well, so I guess that explains Kenneka's uncle, but anyway, Marcel Miller used a picture of a black man with a pit bull to brainwash hundreds of thousands of Kenneka Jenkins investigators, including her own family, to be part of this page where multiple frauds and scams occurred. Including this right here, the Kenneka Jenkins GoFundMe fraud that her mother had to announce was fake. But fraud isn't something new in this family. Let me explain. Okay, pay attention to the names, guys. Curtis Jackson is going to be a defendant in multiple cases we're going to discuss down the road about a lot of fraud that started to catch my eye early on. Fraud is like the key to this case, honestly. Yes, I said it. Fraud. Fraud. Remember that. Anyway, the first fraud I came across was Andrew Holmes. Andrew Holmes is a well-known activist / law enforcement friend whose daughter was also killed in Chicago. And so apparently he represented Kenneka's mother but misrepresented her. Here he is seen with her, but apparently she never gave him permission to view the video. And he claims he saw a video where Kenneka walked into a freezer himself. And he brought along the Freedom Frauds. Good old Jedediah, we all remember him. Remember Jedediah Brown? Tried to kill himself live. Yeah, he was a perfect one to run all of those lovely protests that were going on. Oh yeah, and he has ties to Kim Foxx, the district attorney. He's caught up in that whole Jussie Smollett thing now. Then there was Lamont. Lamont was known as the stare-down activist. He was really well-known, I guess, too, as well as Jedediah. But anyway, Lamont Record, we'll get back to him. And then there was this one. I don't like to speak her name. She shook her baby. She's lucky that I even brought her into all this. But the reason I do is because her and Jedediah ended up dating for a minute when all the fraud was exposed. Don't believe me? Here they go. Hustling on some more. Yeah, here we go. Oh yeah, then there was that P. Rico guy who pretended like he knew Kenneka and started charging for lives and stuff. Everybody made a little bit off this, didn't they? As long as they threw on a little purple. Here's Lamont and, oh yeah, Sheena. Show them where the Cash App is, Sheena. Where's the donation box, Sheena? Well, anyway, they were accused of keeping $26,000 worth of donations by Teresa Martin. She called off the protest, and she said, I'm done with these freedom frauds. They were exposed for who they were. But did they really expose Teresa in the meantime? Because when you call someone a thief and say they stole $26,000 from a dead girl, that tends to turn some people sour, especially when they have a son. Look at that. Lamont Record says Kenneka's still alive. Most importantly, she's alive. Sounds a little crazy, doesn't it? Why? I mean, how would he know that? Maybe they figured out something over there at the Freedom Frauds after all, like I did with Teresa Martin and her family. Here she is in multiple personal vehicle accidents and multiple personal motor vehicle lawsuits. She has malpractice lawsuits. I'd say that I think there was a total of 13 in her name. And then, of course, we follow with her sister, Patricia, the one who dated James, married James Coleman before she started dating him. Yeah, she has the same lawsuits. And there's good old James Coleman, has the same lawsuits. Personal injury, medical malpractice, personal injury, motor vehicle. Guess who they were hitting, guys? Curtis Jackson. Yes, otherwise known as Jonathan Curtis Jackson. Remember? The one who tattooed Kenneka over his eyebrow? Yeah, it's spelled with a K, a C. Oh, there's Lenore, too. Don't forget, they even dragged her in on it. So see, what I think is this gang, they thought big. They thought $50 million big. They didn't just screw this one up and, go get a personal injury lawyer. This was big. This involved many people from different families, including, I believe, some corrupt Rosemont people as well. But at the end, these two right here, their brain always comes up with some kind of scam. I mean, how many times has Kenneka's mom had surgery now? I mean, she always puts it up on her page. Please help me. I need some money with my surgery. Even this one right here, she's got some scams going on Snapchat. Apparently, she's sending naked pictures of herself, or she's supposed to, but she's just taking their money. So come on, $50 million, what would you do? Could you fake a death for $50 million? Could you let someone else's body pretend to be your daughter's for $50 million? While your daughter sat comfortable somewhere? Well, let me tell you why I think this. First of all, the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office, crooked as it always has been, look them up if you don't believe me, said that 12:24 a.m. was when Kenneka Jenkins' body was found. Well, let's take a look, because that says, 8:50 p.m. This is metadata, people. Let's talk about metadata for a moment. This is the coroner's camera information, and it says it started at 8:50 p.m. that night. But here, according to the pictures, it said the first picture was taken at 12:14 a.m. That was the picture of the floor. Here at 12:15 a.m. is the picture of the back entrance, the employee's entrance of Crown Plaza. And again, here at 12:22 a.m. is what? The picture of feet of Kenneka Jenkins. But wait, the body was found at 12:24. How at 12:14 were they taking her picture? If the body wasn't, even on camera, we saw the body wasn't found until 12:24. We see that old man, the manager, the white man, security running to the back, keys coming running back out, 12:24. Here is something else. They said they were in room 926. Okay, this room says 926 from the Crown Plaza, but this says interrogation report Holiday Inn O'Hare, room 926. Wait a minute, the Holiday Inn? Why is that there? This says Crown Plaza, but room 227. So 3 different rooms in 1 different hotel? This is where I'm saying things don't add up. A false flag is a false flag, and there's nothing you can say to me that will make me change my mind once I realize that things are not what they seem to be. And then came the YouTube stampede. And it didn't take long at all before YouTube was infested with vermin, sent out to cause real researchers like me to stop digging into this case, or to send us in some crazy wrong direction, or in the direction they wanted to send you in, to go pay attention to useless facts. There was, all of us out here had a direction, but nobody really knew who was the secret spy, the mole, the one constantly causing problems. I don't know. The one that was trying to silence you. No matter who it was, there was always somebody that has a comment. They were making videos, K420 this, K420 that. But it just stopped being about Kenneka. The one person who never mentioned me? Zach. Zach didn't mention me because I found out where Zach was from. But the rest of these YouTubers, it was always about me and what I had said in my show. It was never about Kenneka. I just lost it for YouTube at that point. I don't know. It wasn't about Kenneka anymore. With all of the signs of a false flag and the hopelessness I was finding on YouTube, I just felt there was something about this case that was so unreal and unbelievable that I couldn't concentrate anymore on trying to find something to hold on to believe. And therefore, I stepped away. I stepped away because I couldn't convince you guys of the truth, even if I knew it. Even if I had walked up and shook Kenneka Jenkins' alive hand. I couldn't convince you of that, could I? Have I yet? Well, maybe this will help. I don't know. There's so many other things like this. There was a party also at Crown Plaza that night where Jamil Ford, here, as you see here, wrecked her car. Her, transgender, sorry. Jailene Ford wrecked her car. Asia Kimball was her name. And she was at a party similarly dressed as Irene. In the car that night, this girl died. Eugenia Marche Lopez. And there was an 18-year-old in the back seat who'd had a spine injury. Here he is, seen in the glasses. His name? Alfred Bump Ellis. These people were all at Crown Plaza that night. And coincidentally, a person died. 2 deaths from Crown Plaza that night, guys. You don't believe me. You don't know who the Eugenia... You didn't see her? Here, let me show you one time. Hold on. Here she is. Eugenia Marche. Now, let's address something before anything else. Kenneka's mother has never mentioned any other job she had other than McDonald's. That is supposedly where her and all of her friends met. Especially Monifa. And then there was, I believe, 2 other of her cousins worked there as well. But only McDonald's. We've never heard about Kenneka having another job. The only pictures I've ever seen her post of Kenneka were of this job at McDonald's. Until I dug and dug and dug, and I found this way back in the beginning. I found this, and I mentioned it to you guys. I mentioned this picture, and I said to you, the airport's only like 6 miles from Crown Plaza. I looked it up. I studied. I found that the uniform that this girl was wearing is an airport uniform from like an airport assistant. And hang on just one second. Here we go. Prospect. Prospect is the name of the airport services. Here she is working for them. She works at Chicago O'Hare. 6 minutes from Crown Plaza, guys. 6 minutes from Crown Plaza, you guys. Look. Do you know how many people stay at hotels that work at the airport? Do you know how many people that work at the airport that meet people that are, making money at the hotels? However they're doing it, whether they're modeling clothes, Zach TV knew about one thing that I knew about, though. This Kenneka Jenkins case discussion group with 105,000 members. It was created by a man named Marcel Miller. He used this profile picture of himself as a black man with a pit bull. But this was his first post that he had to say about Kenneka. It's so many brainwashed idiots out there, but y'all be sure to join my group. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Yes, I'm referring to the ugly broad who supposedly killed herself. Supposedly died in Chicago, but it's trending and I can make a profit off the group. Also, I'll give certain people admin or mod, so be sure to join. Well, this is really Marcel Miller, you guys. His name is Marcel Karupka, and he's a chef at a very, very famous hotel in Dubai. And I'm not kidding. The URL to the Facebook group led me back to a man named Marcel Karupka. He is a chef at a hotel in a place called Jumeirah Hotel in the Dubai. Do you know that the Dubai is the center of human trafficking and prostitution? Well, now you do. Do you know how many African American girls are being trafficked into sex work? Do you know how many hotel workers are freaking being trafficked into sex work? You know how many hotel people have to be trained to look for this now because it is so common in these cities? This girl worked at a hotel. At an airport. She could have hopped on an airplane at any time and went anywhere. And with her working in an airport and the type of people that she was around, and with hotels being the place where they hung and partied, I just started to see a pattern. like this. Brianna Cotton, for instance. Brianna Ashley Cotton literally lives at motels, and she boosts for a living, and she has girls model the clothes online, and here she is being charged with financial crimes enterprise, you guys. I'm not just making this up. She was arrested already, instant warrant, blah, blah, blah. She's the booster. She steals all the clothes, makes the girls model them, takes tons of pictures of her, of them in it. And by the way, she was at the hotel that night. There she was, even though she claimed she was not. And these are the type of people that Kenneka was supposedly hanging around. They would post on Facebook when they had drugs, when they had X, when they had pills, when they had this, when they had that. Come through. Give me an address, whatever. And I'm supposed to believe that somehow these people did good by her. Okay, what about Kenneka, the girl who rented the hotel room with a credit card, with someone's stolen credit card? Well, here she is. She was wanted by the police, marching with her live going on Facebook in a Kenneka Jenkins march. What about the first 3 days she was missing? And here is something she posted on her Facebook page. Nice black Visa card. Everybody wants a Visa black. It's in her name. I'm sure she cracked it, though. And by the way, Kenneka Watkins also has a history with personal injury accidents. She has a lengthy criminal record anyway. Here she is online. Oh, who makes check stubs? 1 mugshot, 2 mugshots, 3 mugshots, and 4. How many more? And it looks like she also worked at McDonald's. Guys, this is a back page poster. If you notice in the top left, that's Monifa. Kenneka had that also posted on her page. So, yeah, you know what they was doing. They was selling that butt on the back page, y'all. So the back page went down right after this death of Kenneka Jenkins. Here is Monifa's mother, who was a security officer, if anybody's concerned. I didn't know if you knew about that. And we all remember this boy, the boy that at first led himself to believe everyone to believe the one he was involved. And I always thought Monifa was a little suspicious, too much wanting to be like Kenneka. Now she got a sex tape. First it was the Snapchat. Now it's the sex tape. Girl, nobody wants you. You'll never be the Kenneka. You didn't get the part. You got to play the skanky friend instead. Sorry, you still gonna get your cut in the 50 mil. All you gotta do is keep your mouth shut and stop fucking up the game, girl. What is wrong? I swear to God, Monifa is gonna be the one that blows this for everybody, because in the end, she will be the one to sell the real story eventually, when she's desperate, okay? She's just the tag-along. She was never a friend. Now, what about this one? Shemaya is now in Georgia. Guess what she is? You'll never believe it. I'll tell you, but you won't believe me. She's a security officer at a hotel. I am not exaggerating. By the way, Monifa is still in Illinois. She's just not in Chicago. Here's Shemaya. Shemaya, there she is, security at the hotel. And if you think her real name is Shemaya, then you don't know her. Okay, anyway, well, Shemaya also had a little thing with dressing like Kenneka, or they dressing alike. Maybe she was trying out for the part too. I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure she enjoys working at her hotel after her best friend was found frozen in a hotel. Would you ever work at a hotel after you found your best friend frozen in a hotel? Come on now, think about all that. And Shemaya was doing the shit on Snapchat for money too. These are money hustlers, girls, guys. Are you not paying attention? Irene, where's Irene? Anybody heard from Irene? I ain't heard not a word from Irene. Why? Because Irene was dumb enough to do an interview with Zach TV. That put Zach's life on the line at that point, because Zach could possibly know anything. Irene could have slipped him any type of truth. And now Zach is... I don't know, Zach is expendable. Zach was, Zach was, R.I.P., expendable. I believe that the interview that he did here with Irene, that he did with Irene, it was at someone else's house, because all the other interviews he did was at Kenneka Jenkins' mother, Teresa Martin's house. I believe this was at some hideout that he knew, or her, it was somewhere, because they were both in hiding at the time. Okay, Zach is not who he says he is. He's got a lot of history behind him. But check out the red couch. These boys are wearing the same clothes they was wearing at the party. Yet they came to Miss Martin's house that day. Blood on their pants, sitting on her red couch. Yeah, that's her red couch. Look at all look, red couch, red couch, red couch. She's had this couch for like 20 years, y'all. Look how far back this couch goes. I am not exaggerating. You got 5 more minutes of couches. Look, the twins were babies. Oh, there she is, maybe like 8th grade, 9th grade. Oh, there's 10th grade, still the couch. So this interview that Zach did with these boys was at Miss Martin's house right after her daughter was found in a freezer dead. Remember what I told y'all? Zach was a mod on that Kenneka case discussion group with that guy, that Marcel guy, the German. I can't find anything on Zach's history and here at all in the United States. So I don't know. There's just something shady about him. And when we all know about Kenneka's uncle Jay Money, dead. The guy the Kenneka on his eyebrow, dead. I'm not sure. I guess he was shot. It was supposed to be some ops thing, but no more Curtis Jackson's $50 million, so he's cut out. What's that? 2 or 3 people now. See how he spells it with a C and a K? K on his birth certificate, C on his profile. Yeah, he did that in the accidents as well, so that they didn't catch up with him. Yeah, then I guess there's nothing really to talk about with him anymore if he's dead, right? That's no coincidence that 2 people in this case 3 people are now out on getting their part of the $50 million. Let's talk about Zach. You know, Zach was shot with a carload of his best friends. I mean, we all know what happened because YouTube, again, played a huge part in what happened. And I think that was meant to happen. I think Zach needed to step off the scene and see. There were some things that was said by him that people were concerned about. He said he got threatening phone calls and was told to leave the case alone. And as we know, the night of his funeral, the man who was accused of being involved in his death, which was his best friend T Streets, went to the police because he wanted to make a statement, and because he went to the police, they took him out as well. So let's hope he didn't have any part in that $50 million because his part's gone too. Then there's been some strange things, like some connections to Kenneka's death. Supposedly this girl was her friend. She was found dead, mutilated as well. It's just strange. It's like every time I see something about this case, it makes less and less sense to me. All I see is dollar signs, you know? People keep dying, and these 2 keep getting richer and and now they got cardboard cutouts and birthday parties. Lamont Record says, remember, she's still alive. The life and beauty of Kenneka speaks for itself, but most importantly, she's still alive. Anyway, Teresa Martin can always find a reason to jack everybody up and get them to throw on some purple and donate some money and come down and march and yell at Crown Plaza for finding her daughter in that freezer. She said there was tons of GoFundMe pages that were frauds, but a couple of them I found linked to her family. They keep having these community parties and birthday parties and celebrations and purple hearts everywhere. Y'all, you don't even know where that color purple comes from, do you? You need to check into some things, because this ain't making sense. Why would you have a cardboard cutout and just chill? Do you do that when someone passes in your family? Come on now. Come on. It's a memory. That's a picture, okay? That's all that is. Somebody is not there with you at the moment because you know they're alive somewhere else. To me, like, they are doing this and are okay with this because they know she's not dead. She's not dead. She's not dead. And they're going to get their money as long as they keep their mouth shut and they keep playing this game as long as they can. Whoever's body was in that freezer was from that other party and from that accident. And I don't care what anybody says because nobody does things like this. And this big old smile. Look at the big old smile. Oh, yeah, don't mind my life-size poster of my dead child. Anyway, Teresa Martin, good luck. You've been hanging in there this long. I hope you at least got to see your daughter in between all this because we all know she's in Dubai. We all know she's doing with everybody. She probably over there shitting on somebody's face for $5,000. That's what they do over there in Dubai. You and that James Coleman. He put the last baby he had in the freezer. His last girlfriend's baby. I mean, what was you thinking? Oh, James Coleman did not kill Kenneka. Well, you can't have a worse person as the player of the bad guy as the guy who already killed the baby. or killed his ex-girlfriend, his ex-girlfriend's baby and put her in the freezer. And he was with Teresa's sister, married to Teresa's sister. All right, this back page thing real quick, guys. I need you to see this. Again, Kenneka, top left. This was happening at a lot of these hotels. Kids are being sold online at these hotels. Back page obviously is no longer a thing. However, look at all these online sex operations that are getting busted, okay? And these things are going down, a lot of them, at hotels. And like I said earlier, the back page has been shut down, so that's not neither here nor there. So meet this girl. Bianca Melanie Copper claims she was at the party that night. Looks a little bit, I don't know. Everybody seems to think that this is her in the picture at the hotel. And I think that it very well could be. I actually think it is. So I think we have multiple people that played a part that night, including one person that ended up dead. And I'm not sure, there was gangs involved that night. There was 2 parties that went down. No one's ever going to talk. Because why? Because now there's 50 mil on the line, guys. There's trafficking that goes on at these hotels. I'm sorry, but I truly believe that Kenneka is in Dubai. No doubt. I still never figure out the part with Marcel Miller from Dubai. I think he might be like a pimp. I think he might be picking girls up out here and telling them they can make thousands in Dubai. Excuse me, they can make bags and all that. No more cracking gift cards. Now they can just do what they already do but really get paid for it. And as Teresa said, nobody did nothing to my daughter. The medical examiner is now under investigation. Chicago's got people cracking cards like no other. Fraud cases are going off the wall. People are faking their own death and calling it an art. Several missing teens have been spotted in Atlanta alive. Human trafficking is all over the place. And this girl, Nora Payne, seems to be going through the same thing that we went through when Kenneka went missing last year. Same place, Rosemont, Illinois. So is Kenneka alive? I'm sure of it. I think she's in a hammock in Dubai, kicked back with her bag, waiting to get her piece. I don't think she's Teresa Martin's daughter. I just think she's a player in this game, and so are the rest of them. Guys, thank you so much for sitting back and watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Look forward to some more videos soon.